Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you how to do the stitch art using the technical features. So I'm not going to go through the rules of the stitch art, that was in video part 1. This is just the how to use sheets and another app. So you decide how big you want your grid to be. So if you want it to be, what is that, 7 across, 10 across, you decide how big. All I did was click on the top and I held down shift and went over until I've got as many selected as I want. Look for this drop down menu and you can resize columns. I used 20 and then it made it look like these are little squares. So then I'm going to make my grid 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm still holding shift and I'm going to go down 10 so that I have a square. I'm going to make my outline by going to the borders and I'm going to make an outline and I want it to be thicker, so I'm going to make it thick. So now that's my outline. Now when you were doing it, if you did it by hand, you could write on the grid lines. We cannot here. So I'm going to put a 0, but that 0 is for this first line. So you just have to remember that it's kind of shifting it a little bit. Let's just do this pattern. Okay. And then that, so this one belongs to the line on the right, and on the right. So same with going down, your number is going to belong to the line below it. Okay, so now how do you put in these lines? So remember, zeros, you skip the first one. So now I've selected the cell and I just want to put a line on the right hand side. So again, I go up to my borders, I click the right hand side. Now it's still thick, so I'm going to make it a thin one. You can make it anything you want. You could make it keep it all one color, it doesn't matter. And now you're going to do that for every single one. I know some of you are thinking already about shortcuts. Yes, I could Control C, Control V, Control V, but if I can go back over to this one and Control V, it's going to take that border that I copied with. So just be very careful. Control Z or undo will be your friend. So I'm going to leave the 1 for now. Again, I'm going to go to the 0 and I'm going to put my right border. And this where now I'm going to go copy, paste. Oops, Z, paste. So I did all my zeros first. You definitely don't have to do it that way. You could go in order as it is. So now my 1s, I'm going to go here and I'm going to make my border. I'm going to skip, make my border. And now I'm going to copy, paste, paste, paste. All right, so I finished all my 1s. So, and again, I know some of you really want to do the shortcuts and the copying and the pasting, but this art and this technique is not about rush. It's about methodical and taking your time and enjoying the process of it. So I'm going to go to the 1s, and now I want the line on the bottom. So again, I'm just going to go to the bottom, over. I highly, 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 highly recommend that you do not do any copying and pasting when you're doing this row, because it will copy everything. So anything that you're doing vertically, you're just going to have to take the time and you're going to have to go step by step. All right, and now it's time to color it in. So you can select your box and you can fill it in. If you're on a computer, you can figure out and test it first. So I'll show you, like if I held down shift and I start clicking, you can see it clicks everything. That's not what I want. So on a Mac, I'm going to hold down command. I think on a PC it is control. So test it out, and if it's not selecting just the ones you want, you might have to do this individually. So I'm just going until every time I hit a line, and now that whole section is going to be yellow, yellow. Cool feature, you can go to view and you can get rid of the grid lines. So then you just have this, and then let's make this one blue. And same thing, just holding down command or control. And then that one's going to be blue. And keep going. If you're doing this on a tablet, it still works. A couple of the features that I found is when you are resizing this, I couldn't find a way to do them all at once. So you just have to go beside it and you drag it over on your tablet, and you drag each one over and you can make it. To make these lines in the boxes, what will be your friend is this little blue circle or square. So once you've made your, again, this is on the tablet, once you've made your grids more square-like, you're going to take this, and on your tablet it was easier, and there we go, and it would make your square this way. Then you're going to look for the A for your text, and it will pull up other options, and it's going to either give you a text option or a cell option from that pop-up. Cell, and then you'll find all the border options, which is exactly the same that we see here. So you'll find this, but it's all underneath the text button, and then you switch between text and cells. So then you would have your borders that you could fill.